Now, keeping in mind the 5 areas where a window will leak air, in order to make the most effective window available on the market today, we had to keep those areas in mind. That's your top, the bottom, the 2 sides, and of course your meeting rail. And what we've done on this window is when you pull the top down, the header is recessed a full 1 inch. So we have dual weather stripping on the back of the sash, 2 sets on the top of the sash, and 1 set on the inside lip here also. The weather stripping on the window is a 2-ply system. Now, of course, they tilt in for easy cleaning, but to show you, it's a 2-ply weather stripping on the windows with a Mylar fin in it for lifetime durability. Now, the weather stripping is made of a synthetic wool, being that, of course, real wool would eventually wear out. And everything on this window is warranted for the lifetime of the home. The Mylar fin makes it a 2-ply system. So you have, in essence, 8 sets of weather stripping. 4 dual sets, 1 on the back, 2 on the top, 1 on the inside lip. The header is recessed a full 1 inch. So when you put this window into place and pull it up, you're not going to get air going around 4 90-degree angles past 8 sets or 4 dual sets of weather stripping into the home. Now, your jambs are step frame design. On the cheaper windows, you'll never see this kind of step frame. You have a full 5/8 inch behind the top sash and a full 3/8 of an inch behind the bottom sash. In addition, you have your dual weather stripping, 3 sets on the side. 1 on the back, 2 on the side, it's dual weather stripping again, so you basically have 6 pieces of weather stripping on the side or 3 dual sets. Our interlock is a 1 piece. On the competitors' windows, you'll see it notched for the locks and the male piece on the lock, so they can go together. Ours is actually molded 1 piece. You have your weather stripping on the bottom of this interlock as well as the top. So in essence, the 2 sashes, when you pull them together, interlock together, like so. In addition, we've reinforced the meeting rails. I'm 6'2", so when I go to open a window, I pull this. And on most of the competitors, that is not reinforced. What will happen is that vinyl will start to pull away from the glass without that reinforcement. So we've spared no expense on this window. On the bottom, we have what they call a Geon vinyl bulb seal on the exterior here. Geon vinyl is the same material AT&T used to use on their transatlantic cables, meaning it'll never freeze, rot, crack, or deteriorate. In addition, we have a 2-ply weather stripping on the bottom of the sash as well as the inside lip, and again, another step framing of a 1/2 inch on the inside. 8-degree pitch on the sill, so once you shut that window into place, you're never going to get any air or moisture infiltration through the sill. The lock on the window is a shim style lock. So when I go to lock it, if you notice here, shim style, so when I go to lock it, what it's going to do in essence is push that top sash up. It's going to compress that bottom seal and pull that unit tight together so you get a nice tight seal throughout. And of course, it's a fusion welded mainframe as well as a fusion welded sash. It's got the beveled exterior, which makes it look a lot nicer. The screen on the window, in contrast to a lot of manufacturers, is molded, so it's not going to buckle. A lot of manufacturers use what they call a roll form screen. See how it'll bend? They use the same process. If you've ever seen gutters go up, I can run 1 piece 200 feet long because it's roll form. They actually roll it out of the back of a truck. Our aluminum is actually poured into a mold. It's probably 3 times thicker and it's not going to buckle. Those are the little things that are going to start to cost you money down the road. This is what they call a warm edge spacer. It's on this sample, but what we include with our windows is what they call a super spacer system, if I can find it. But anyways, with 0 degrees outside, 70 degrees inside. A standard spacer is going to keep the glass at 25 degrees. And this is going to happen. You're going to replace your windows thinking you're going to get rid of this, and you're going to get condensation problems. With our super spacer, it's almost double. With the 0 outside, 70 inside, our glass is going to be almost double that at 42 degrees. In addition, we use a virgin vinyl. What some of the manufacturers do is use a reground or a recycled vinyl into aluminum. We use only the vinyl, the premium virgin vinyl powder. What'll happen is the government says as long as you only use 10% of the reground in your extrusions, you can still claim it's a virgin vinyl. If I put 10% of this into this, I'm going to lessen the strength and durability of that vinyl by 40%. What does that mean? It's going to yellow, it's going to crack, become brittle, and it just won't last a lifetime, which we warranty the window for, the lifetime of your home. Then the balancer system, this is what a lot of the manufacturers use, is a spiral balancer. It's a twisted rod, runs on a spring, and it's got oil and grease in it. Of course, my truck out there has got oil and grease on it. I can assure you it has to be maintained. Everything on this window is maintenance free. We use a coil balancer. Always reverts back to its original form. It's basically a stainless steel with a conglomerate of things, magnesium, titanium, beryllium, copper for bonding, with a slight arc to it. So it always reverts back to its original form. Then we use the heavier balancer shoes. So if you do have a problem down the road, a seal failure where there's moisture getting between the panes, they actually UPS the sash to you. They lift right out. Once it's at a 90-degree angle, you drop the new one back in, make sure it's locked into place, and your glass is fixed. This is the design of our frame. This is what helps to insulate the frame. Is the more chambers you have, the better. Nobody has that kind of chambered frame design on their windows. This is a competitor, one of the better competitors' frame. It's probably got half the chambers of ours. And this frame, although it doesn't show it here, comes standard with foam filled. The glass is double strength. What we do in contrast to a lot of companies, glass is cured on a bed of sand, which makes it very porous and difficult to clean. Our glass, we actually run over a hotbed of mercury. The mercury vapors remove the impurities from the glass and make it quite a bit stronger. It's not a tempered glass, but it brings it that much closer to being. In addition, to prevent stress cracks, we go with a double strength glass. It's not double the thickness, it's actually 1.5 the thickness of a standard glass that most competitors use. And again, it helps to prevent stress cracks. What will happen with glass is they use glass cutters to cut the glass. If they put a little nick in it, you won't catch it, quality control won't see it, and you won't have any problems. But in this climate with the extremes, when you get extreme cold on the exterior, warm on the interior, it'll crack. Well, the double strength glass basically eliminates that. That's basically the window.